Welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your co-host, Coach Kid, a.k.a. the Professor, a.k.a. the Doctor. I'm alongside my co-host. What's up, baby girl? A.k.a. Simply Net, a.k.a. Lynette, a.k.a. Grand Canion. I got a question. I got a letter, and let me get the letter, all right? And so it goes something like this. Let me put my readers on. And I got to ask you this.
Okay.
Y'all listen up. Everybody, first of all, we want you to subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and so you get any content when we drop it. All right, so here we go. Dear Coach Ken, I am in a relationship with a good woman. We communicate well. We have similar goals and values. We are scheduled to be married within 6 months. However, I have one lingering thought in my mind that gives me pause, and I would like your opinion. He asked me my opinion. The one thing that we see very differently is sex. We are both in our early 40s. I like sex and would like to have it 2 to 3 times a week. I'm freaky, but I only want to freak with her. That's what he says. But now I'm not talking about crazy freaky, just normal freaky stuff. LOL. However, my fiance says she isn't into sex. She says she could take her to leave it and she would rather just have sex maybe once or twice a month. She kind of makes me feel guilty by saying, is that all you want from me? Also, she says there are more important things than sex. Then she says things will be different when we get married. That sound familiar? Honestly, I am afraid that I'm going to be sexually frustrated in marriage. What should I do? Sign, Mr. Anonymous. He didn't want me to mention his name. Ooh! How would you advise him? Y'all, I'm going to ask all of you who just listened to that. How would you advise him? But before I get to y'all, I want to say this to you. And I offered my opinion to him, but I'm not going to give it to you before you give me yours.
I would say,
getting uncomfortable.
that's if he wants it 3 to 4 times.
No, he said 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay.
And you know, the average according to studies, the average time that happy couples have sex is about 1 time a week. That's the average.
He wants it 8 to 12 times a month, and she wants it twice.
Yeah, she said 1 to 2 would be okay with her. She says, I'm just not that into sex. And she said 1 to 2 would be okay with her. He said, let's say 2. Let's say that's 8 times a month. And let's say, she wanted once or twice. All right, let's start.
So
there.
has he asked her why? Why? What reason? Because I know women that are into sex just because they were in lengthy relationships or lengthy marriages and they just weren't fulfilled sexually. They're in other relationships now, and so they just have no desire because, it's like, what is the point of taking my clothes off? So, I do know women that are like that. Like they love their boyfriends or their mates, but they're not
what?
Sexually fulfilled, and so they just rather not. They just rather go have ice cream.
So, okay.
So is it him? Could it be you, sir? Like, I'm just saying, could it be him? Did he ask her why you're not into? Is there a reason?
Well, what he said was, she says, I'm just not into sex. Now, and according to him, it's always kind of been that way. But he kind of fell in love with her, not sex being not the main focus of it, but he fell in love with her, who she is. We communicate together different. I mean, we communicate effectively with each other. We have our goals aligned, our values aligned. And what he's saying is that that part of our relationship we see very differently. And he said it's always been there. Because his thing is, listen, because what he told me when I asked him, he said, listen, I'm a freak. I'll do anything to please her. I last long. I ain't got a problem with toys, tongue. He said, I'm going to stick it everywhere, my tongue, everywhere I can stick it. He said, in a cootie, in a booty, in a mouth, and everywhere else. I'm just saying. So he's saying, I'm willing to do what it is I'm willing to do. So I think you needed that information before you coach him. And so because you're becoming a coach now, because y'all, Simply Net, aka Grand Canions, she's gonna be Coach Karen soon. And so you're gonna have to deal with stuff like this. And how do you advise him?
So he's willing to, because you're willing to do something don't mean you can, right?
Okay,
yeah,
that's fair.
Like, because I'm willing to be a stripper, but I can't climb the pole.
But you can strip in that room, you be shaking.
You know what? Anyway, so I would.
I'm just saying,
ask
that thing
him
just be jiggling.
to, you know, I would need more information. What questions have you? There's a reason why she has not tapped into her sexual self. There's a reason why, you know, she's tapped out of it. And so I would need more before I could say, but to him, if sex is something that's very important to you and it is not to her, maybe you should reconsider your relationship status.
Well, so here's what I said. I said, no matter how she got there, it could be trauma. It could be other things that brought her to this point. Okay. Now, beyond that, now that's something that either she wants to deal with or not. But we're going to talk about. I'm going to give you the tips to a healthy sex life soon.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask the audience in a second what they think. But here's what I said. Let me give you what I told him. I said, you never marry someone based on potential.
That's so good.
You never marry someone based on potential. What you do is you have to ask yourself this question. If this never changes, if it never changes, am I okay with that?
That's good.
And so if I'm not okay with that, then marriage is, you should consider your option. I don't think he should get married if that is a deal breaker for him, if that is in alignment. Now, what men think, can we keep it honest? I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Men think, you know what? I can turn you into this freak. You may not be into sex, but if I turn you over and I lick down that crack just right, just right, you gonna quiver and shiver, and then you gonna turn into the freak that I want you to be.
I guess that's no different than, you know, women feeling like, well, we all feel like we sitting on $1 million, and that $1 million can save the world. It'll bring you in. It'll keep you out the streets. You know, it'll take you from your home. You know, so I guess it's about the same thing.
So you feel like every woman think they sitting on $1 million? You've told me that before.
Yeah.
You feel like every woman sitting on $1 million.
Yeah, if you don't think you're sitting on $1 million, you might not be working and getting what you can for that million. But I think yes, I'm sitting on $5 million.
I was gonna say, baby, you sitting on more than $1 million.
Yes.
Because you got me buying cars and shit, and I mean, you know, all kind of stuff like that. Look, bracelets and shit. So okay. But what? So the thing I want to say to him, and this is what I said to him.
Yes,
I said, here's what I want you to do. In every relationship, there are deal breakers. And the reason why I say you don't marry on potential, you have to ask yourself, if this stays and doesn't change, am I willing to live out my life with that factor in it? And if you are not, if the answer is no, then you got to decide, then I probably should not do it. All right. But audience, what would you say? How would you answer that question? If the person had everything you wanted, they met your needs, your financial needs, they met emotional needs, but sex was a big thing to you, and the other person is just not into it, they're not willing to do that, would you continue? Should he marry her?
Should he marry her? That's. I would like to know what the audience thinks too.
It's hard for you.
It is really, really hard
your
because
face up,
it's like, on one hand, it seems shallow. if a person gives you everything you need except for sex, but then on the other hand, are they giving you everything you need if sex is something you need and you're not getting? So it's like,
Yeah, and so let me ask you this: if I give you everything you need, but I don't pay the bills, but I don't pay the bill. I give you everything else, emotional support, protection. Somebody coming up in here, they're leaving on a stretcher. All of that, but I ain't paying the bills.
Right. Okay.
Do you see my point?
Okay, I see your point.
Yeah.
I see your point.
So story time.
Story time. Oh, you look like you have something here.
So since we're talking about freak level.
Oh my God.
When I met you, when I met you, you were not, you didn't have as much experience. You didn't have much experience at all.
I'm afraid. I am so afraid about.
So, we have to tell them real stories. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to help somebody here. You had,
I'm the sacrifice.
I remember one time I said, hey, let's do it in your van.
Oh,
because your mama had a van. And I was like, let's do it in your van. And you was like, I've never done that. I said, remember what I said? I was like, well, we're going to do it today. Mm. We're going to find out today. And then you was like, maybe you weren't comfortable hanging out the side of that van with your butt, with your ass out and me behind you. But here's the point here's the point I want to tell you, though. Here's the one I want to say.
Yes.
What I want to say about you is you may not have had experience. You may not have done, but what you did say, and you said this, you said, I am willing, as long as you said, I'm willing to meet your needs. And 90% of them, you were willing to do. 90% of you were willing to try. You were willing to meet, just like I was willing to meet.
I was willing to try 100% of it.
God! Okay. Okay. But I'm just saying. But my point for saying that is some couples, like I'm coaching a couple right now.
Yes. And
one of the partners isn't willing to get past some of the things. And I said, it doesn't hurt to try. Because at the end of the day, your partner wants to believe that you want to meet their needs. And some people, there are 10 needs, 10 emotional needs that people have. In the book, His Needs, Her Needs, that I read. And one of them is sexual fulfillment. And it's a big thing to some people. And so I applaud you. But my question to you is, what made you, cause Big Daddy Lou, I'm about like him, little freaky. And what made you decide, I'm willing to please you?
You were so much fun. Like, I guess I was probably like a fuddy-dud when we met, but you were just so much fun.
You were no complete fuddy-dud.
And like that was like an adventure to me. And so it was fun. We had fun doing it, and I really cared for you. And so it was a lot of fun. My thing was always in life, I never wanted anybody to be able to go out and say I did freaky stuff with them. I never wanted that.
Well, I can go out and say, I'm gonna go tell
you're my
the world,
husband.
You did freaky stuff with me.
If you would not have become my husband, I don't know what would have happened to you. No, I'm just kidding.
I would have ended up missing.
But like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. You're just so much fun. That was.
What would you say? Because ladies, you got ladies who aren't willing to please their partners sexually. People. And I know one time you told them, and I'm about to say something that's going to make you probably cringe. And I remember you was coaching a long time ago.
I don't know what you're about to say.
But
and
you
I'm
used to say,
afraid.
well, you need to get familiar with yourself.
I have told, so for those of you who don't know, I did hair for over 30 years. And so I have told a client or two, hey, you'll never know how to tell somebody to please you if you don't know how to please yourself. Like if you don't have a clue what parts of your body like to be touched, and I'm not trying to be, look.
You're always
I know.
politically correct.
But like if you don't know how to please yourself, how you going to teach somebody? As Ken says, nobody comes with a downloaded manual on how to please you. And the way you please Aquanasia I might not like my toes sucked. I don't mind.
That is, you know what? You just, okay, go ahead.
I don't mind them being sucked, but oh gosh, I don't even believe I said that. But I'm just saying, I might not like my toes being sucked. So if I don't know what I want, and so ladies, can I call you Rose?
Oh, you talking about that little rose thing?
I'm just saying, whatever you need, boo.
Oh, that thing.
Let's just keep going. Just go to the next one. Ken.
You know,
just keep going.
Just so y'all know, I bought one of them things because I have no problem with bringing in friends. I have no problem, bullet friend, rose friend, bring your mouth, your fingers.
Okay, well, they get it. They get it.
And then
they get it.
I don't have any problem with my sexuality because I'm with
either.
you. And the thing is, some people try to make it out. Listen, this is the thing. We're sexual beings. God made us sexual creatures. We want to run in the right context. In this context, now I ain't talking about going out here and busting and fucking everybody. I'm talking about being in an intimate relationship with your spouse. That's what I'm just talking about, or your partner, whichever. You know, so that's how I feel about it. But that being said, I want to ask, I wrote down some tips.
Okay.
Tips to a fulfilling sex life. People who have lost it.
Before we mention the tips, go ahead and tell us about our sponsor.
You go ahead and tell us.
I can't say it like you. We are one of our sponsors tonight is the PCC Pocket Communicator, and Ken's going to tell you what it does.
Pocket Communication Coach.
It's
an AI software that yours truly created to help you communicate better when you need to say it, but you just don't know how. You call on the Pocket Communication Coach. It's like having a communication coach in your pocket. Go to pocketcommunicationcoach.com, download it today. You get a free 3-day trial to try it out. And you know what? Whether you're dating, in a relationship, whether you're friends and family, whether you want to tell mama something, because mama hurt your feelings. Or what if we just added a new element to it? What if you are a parent trying to talk to your children, but you don't know how? I created it in the Pocket Communication Coach. Y'all go to pocketcommunicationcoach.com and download it. And if you like it, it's just $20 a month. All right?
That was so great.
You like that?
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to give people tips. For those people who've been in sexless marriages. Sexless marriages.
Oh wow.
Who've been in marriages and you going to sleep, your partner rushing in there, coming to bed and you acting like you sleep, or the lady covered up with a choir robe. She got a feet in. She got a choir robe and a feet in and a do-rag on her head.
I'm grateful that we have a healthy sex life with a little sprinkle of freak here and there.
Yeah, but we use some of the things that I'm going to tell people right now.
Okay.
But first, before I tell you how to spice up your sex life, I want to talk about the reasons people have sexual roadblocks.
Okay.
Because I wrote them down because, what we do is these are what I call distractions that become the main attraction.
Oh, wow. Distractions that become the main attraction.
Yes.
That's deep within itself. Okay, let me hear.
That is deep.
Yeah.
Number one, your working career. Ooh. And what do? We're like, I'm working, I got to work, we got to work. And the thing is, you used to work when you started. You used to work. But now the work has become more important than the intimacy and
The
the sex.
bag has become more important. And so the bag has now, the distraction, the bag has become the main attraction. And so that's what I'm focusing on.
Yeah.
Is that what, oh, wow.
Right,
Okay.
yeah. Second thing is our children. Y'all, a lot of couples get divorced after the children leave. You know why? Because the children, raising the children, were a distraction to them. And now they became the main attraction to children. And then you realize we didn't have anything in common. We grew apart along the way.
And it's not so much as they didn't have anything in common. They made that the main attraction. And so they didn't work outside of that main attraction to keep the marriage together. This was the focus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then they owned no more sex. Because think about it like this. Isn't it funny how we're sexual beings? And then all of a sudden, whatever happens, but we stop having sex. All right, number 3, resentment or relationship pain.
Ooh.
One of the reasons
That'll
why
shut the factory down quick.
You ever had some relationship pain, resentment? I know the answer to this. Well, you ain't want to give me none. I rub your booty, and then you be like moving like you don't.
I'm gonna tell you the worst. What is the worst thing is to be mad, just to be angry, and to want it, but you mad. And so you don't want them to know you want it because you mad. But then they mess around and touch you in the wrong place and you be like, but you mad. That is the worst, to try to go through the night and just be mad all night and night.
I don't really care if you're mad.
You sure
like I always say, you ain't mad at him.
You ain't gotta move.
I always say she ain't mad at me. You mad, but she's not mad.
That is the worst, boy. When you want it and you're mad. I can't even believe I said that. Go ahead.
The last two, the next one, I got 2 more. The next one is feeling overwhelmed with life, taking care of parents, taking care. You're a caregiver. You got stuff going on. You just feeling overwhelmed. Bills, everything.
Wow.
We're overwhelmed, and that creates sexual. And the last thing is physical limitations. What happens is a lot of men over 40, you done throwed and bust a whole bunch of nuts, and you trying to fuck everybody out there,
wasted them.
And then now you get older, and you ain't taking care of your body. You've been drinking, smoking, and now your blood flow ain't working. You don't exercise, and now your dick don't get hard. And now you don't.
I'm glad you exercise. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so not smoking, not drinking like that, keeps me the blood flowing where I can do what I do. But a lot of men are not, but a lot of men don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. And so it becomes a point of.
Do you think that's something that men feel safe talking about, like to somebody that they're dating or their wife?
No, they may, but the wife knows something. And the truth is, I ought to do a session on this. The wife, it's all in how she approaches it. The wife can approach it in a way that is so comforting and safe that he feels safe. But a lot of wives be like, "Oh, you ain't gonna give me no dick no more. What's wrong with what's wrong with your dick? It ain't work." I mean, it's. And he already feels it. He feels shame around it. And yet, so what does he do? He just avoids it. He avoids even getting into that.
Wow.
And that happens a whole
That makes me sad.
They do?
Yeah.
Why you ain't sad? I'm still poking you.
I'm talking about for other people.
What you sad for? I'm still slapping. Okay,
Kenny.
I'm sorry. I be forgetting. This is, y'all, these are conversations that we have on our own. I be forgetting that the camera's rolling.
Boy.
So I want to tell you the road to a good sex.
Okay, what is the road?
Number 1, we have to be willing to communicate on a deeper level.
When you say that, what do you mean?
Just like if something's wrong, bothering me, you coming to me. all right, if I'm feeling my needs aren't being met and I'm talking to you about it. Because if we keep the lines of open community, most people shut down when it comes to sex. And then they only mention it when they get mad.
And so, but when you say keep the line, if you're not satisfied, it's how you like.
Oh, yes.
It's how you say it though. Yeah. Because if you come in, yo, you need to suck my look, that's not how you get it done. Like, you have to come a certain way. Why are you looking like that, Kenny?
Well,
yeah.
I done kind of got it done like that before. Like,
by who?
I'm sure you know them. And the second thing is identify your needs to your partner. So as we evolve, baby, as we get older, it is important for us. Like a lot of times we play around. You might be like, come eat this thing. I'm just telling them, and you might be playing, but I might be working, but I know that that's something that you want. That's something that you want. So I'll cut it off early, and I'll start exercising.
Kenny, stop.
I'm exercising. He doing push-ups. Okay, but anyway, so what I'm saying to you is, I think identifying your needs. Sometimes you can do it in a playful way, and sometimes you can do it in a way that tells the person. What I always teach people is how to communicate that. The one thing that you do is how I'm gonna give y'all a tip here. How you communicate your needs to a person without them feeling offended, not aggressive. And the way you do that is you say, I love it when. Start the conversation. I was going
to ask you, how do you do that without being offensive? Because it is a very, very thin line.
So when I say, honey, I love it when you wrap your arms around me and then you just grab my thing and just makes me feel like that you love me. I mean, I'm just using that.
Okay.
But I love it when we spend time after we make love together. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm telling you what I love. I'm not saying what you're not doing.
Right.
I'm saying what you are doing.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
And the third way to increase your sex life is to increase the intimacy. Because intimacy is not sex. We get it confused. Intimacy is when you share your thoughts, your heart, when you have deeper conversations about how the person feels. You don't even have to be nothing real heavy, or we're not talking about places that we don't like. It's just that when you tell me about your dreams to be a coach, that's intimacy. And when a person feels when intimacy is displayed in a relationship, the connection deepens. When the connection deepens, the sex gets better.
Let's connect on something this evening.
Okay. Gotta make me a salad and I connect. Okay. All right. Number 4, schedule a date night that includes sex. Now,
Okay. For a person who is the once or twice a month sex person,
okay,
and you include a date night that includes sex, would they feel like you only did this to get sex?
No, I think it depends on the context of conversation. But if say we go out once a week, that's 4 times a month that we're having sex. So we go connect intimately, we go to a movie, we go out to dinner, whatever we do, bowling, whatever, and we come home and have sex as a part of our date night. That's only 4 times a month. And I'm not saying that the person maybe the person may be willing to do that. Okay, maybe they won't. In context of everything else. And because you've said to me that a lot of women don't do it because why? Because the partner is not really giving them what they need.
Exactly. Like men, again, sex is just sex sometimes. You just need to pop off.
It ain't even personal.
That's we'll say that in here. Hey, this is not personal. Don't.
Right.
But for a lot of women, see, I can definitely have non-personal sex, but
Well, let's do.
but for a lot of women, that's the only time they feel intimacy. That's the only time they're being touched. I can just be in the kitchen washing dishes, and you'll come up and kiss the back of my neck. That's intimacy.
Right.
I may walk by and you pat my butt, or I'm on the way to work and you say, "Stop. Oh, you look good." Like, that's intimacy. Right. But when you only get that when you're having sex, it's like.
So that's what you think it is. I'm an object.
Yes.
For your desire, and I'm not no intimacy.
I'm only getting that when I have sex, then I feel like this dinner is just for sex, and I'm missing so much more.
Right.
Intimacy starts way before you get in the bedroom. You said earlier, at first, to me, it starts in my mind. Mm. And then with the other little things that builds up, that cut your time down, player. If you build up when I'm in there washing dishes,
oh yeah. By
the time we get to the room, boy, you done did half the work.
That is true.
I'm trying to help somebody.
That's true right there. All right. I'm gonna give you two more.
Okay.
All right. Next thing is start taking care of your body, because your body is the thing that if it's not operating properly, if you don't exercise, if you don't eat right, if you don't take care of your body, your body is the thing that delivers the physicality of it all.
I remember when you were a tad bit larger than you are now.
Well, when I weighed 400 and something.
And you went to the doctor and you got a bad report.
Mm-hmm.
That's when your life changed. You did not lay in it. You didn't sit in it. Like, you moved. Right. And you have not, you've been up and down. You've gained some and lost some, and you gained some and you lost, but you never stop trying to take care of your temple. And it looks good to me on today.
Thank you, baby. And likewise, I'll say that too. We both have been on a journey, and we both have lost in excess of, I think you lost 60, 70, 80, somewhere in there. And look, it's a journey we're going to continue on, and, my journey was 160, but I say this, and you notice our sex life improved dramatically.
Hey, just listen. I don't even want to talk about it. Somebody might try to call you. I don't even want to talk about it.
And the last thing I will say, and I wrote this down, is to seek help when needed.
Yes.
If you need to go to a doctor, let's not live in denial. If you need to go get some help, go get some help. If y'all need a sex therapist to talk y'all through the things that are going on, why maybe emotionally she's not tapped in or he's not tapped in, then you need that too, And so I just wanted to do this one, this session, because so many people have them, and I ain't gonna even do the moment of truth today.
Yes, we are.
I was like, we ain't got to do it because we've been doing it. With the moment of truth. All right, let's do one.
Come on now. We talking about sex.
The
we
moment
can't do
of truth,
version.
Sex version. All right, we're going to do one moment of truth. I'm going to just ask you, because last week you got me, and let me see if I can get you. Okay.
I did stump you.
All right, moment of truth. All right. Okay. Ooh. Okay, here we go. I don't know if I've asked you this one. If you caught your spouse watching porn, how would you feel? A, I wouldn't care if he or she liked it. B, be angry, feel like they're cheating. C, be hurt. I would feel insecure, like I wasn't enough. Or D, be glad and ask to watch it with them.
I don't care at all. Number A. So A
I
and
wouldn't care if
possibly
she is
D
she like that.
was D.
D is be glad to ask to watch it with him or her.
Yeah, A and D.
You would.
Yeah,
Okay, that's surprising to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Okay then. You know, all right then. I got it. That's all I'm asking you tonight. That's
Oh
all.
wow.
Listen, y'all, I want to leave with this. All right, we're going to get off with this.
No,
Yeah.
what about you?
Oh, hey.
What about you, player?
Hey, I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care.
No.
You wouldn't care.
I'll probably ask you to watch it with you.
That's I should wash you.
All right, y'all. I want to leave y'all with this. Yo, our tour is starting. Listen, if you are in our
June
area,
22nd.
we are taking Candid Conversations on the road. But y'all, we adding a whole bunch of stuff, elements to it, like food, music, comedy, all kinds of stuff. Candid Conversations, if you are in the Greensboro, North Carolina, Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte area, within a couple of hours of us, because we're right here in the Triad, Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, we want you to be there. Click the link in our link tree in the bio. Get your tickets. And low key, y'all, it's a way men and women gonna be able to meet each other. Whether you're single, married, divorced, it don't even matter.
Well, we don't want any married people trying to meet people now. We're just saying that couples are welcome.
Yeah, couples are welcome. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that. But it's gonna be fun, y'all. June 22nd is our first one kicking off right here. Click the link in our bio, in the bio, turn our link tree, and grab your ticket today. Thank you for this episode, baby. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I know I be saying stuff all the time that'd be wow.
Yeah, you're right.
I know. But, I just let people know I'm a real person.
You are. I'm real behind. Well, I'm real, but I just don't think some things I shouldn't say.
I got it. I'll say it for you. All right, y'all. Until next week.
I do want to go in there and connect, though.
Grand Canyons. We going to connect. And listen, until next week, we'll see y'all. Peace.
Happy Thursday.